Hello everyone, welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan, and we're back with another Total War Warhammer video. So a while back we spoke about a DLC slot which was unused in the Steam depots. There were 5 in total, but only 4 were going to be used, as obviously we were only getting 4 pieces of content. That was the Silence and the Fury, Thoric Ironbrow, the Ogre Mercenaries, and the Great Bray Shaman. There was however 5 depots as I explained, but we couldn't really pinpoint what it was, as obviously the DLC hadn't released yet, though after checking up the Steam DB page, it seems that this one was known as Green Jay, and as you can see here, it has been updated fairly recently. Of course, Creative Assembly said that there were no more plans for future DLC for Warhammer 2, but what if this is just another FLC? Weirdly enough, this also has the description Nightly, as a few other of the FLCs did when it came to the Silence of the Fury, so it could be possible that this was A, some cut FLC content, which would have made it into the Silence of the Fury, but may have been pushed aside for one reason or another, or this was an FLC Lord planned in a similar style as Rakarth, who was released by himself attached to a rather big bug fixing patch and so on during the middle of a rather large content drought. Now, many of us are expecting for Warhammer 3 to release late this year, so it could be that Creative Assembly had planned to release a FLC Lord very similar to Rakarth once again. So whilst we're waiting for news to drop, or in the middle of that news drop if they have some very strange circumstance where maybe it'll be quiet for a few weeks, or maybe just 2 or something like that, they can have something to release to the general public. The fact of the matter is that Rakarth was very well received. I think the fan base really enjoyed the fact that they had an FLC Lord to play as they waited for the next content push and so on. So maybe Creative Assembly have a character planned out for a just-in-case moment? I don't know, it makes sense to me, but hey, I could be wrong. Though I don't think that anyone would be opposed to a random free legendary lord to play with whilst we wait for more information, or during an information drop in case anything should happen. Now, with all that being said, let's just Theorycraft a little bit, as the Green Jay is a real-life bird. It's actually found in the New World, which is of course stuff like the Americas. I hope that that's just some random wording, as let's be honest, anything in the New World in Warhammer 2, you know, the Dark Elf lands, the Lizardmen lands and so on, is getting pretty packed up. Though it's less so if you're just counting the Eye of the Vortex campaign, so it could very much be that it's a legendary lord for the Eye of the Vortex, and could be literally anywhere else when it comes to the Mortal Empires. I'm honestly not too sure. I would much rather something in the Southlands, as that area is kinda empty at the moment. There's loads of dead space there which could literally be used. But hey, Creative Assembly tend to work in mysterious ways. I mean, I wasn't really expecting Oxyotl versus Taurox the Brass Bull, and it turns out to work out really well. Though this depot could literally be anything: a missing unit, a hero character, a lord character, or a legendary character. In all honesty, I'd say that maybe this is just falling around maybe a greenskin or a vampire count lord or something like that. Those are the 2 races which are currently not available in the Eye of the Vortex. Creative Assembly did want to bring in as many of them as possible, but yeah, we're at the end of Warhammer 2, so I don't think that's ever going to happen. A greenskin character could fit really well in the Eye of the Vortex though, because if we look at Lustria, there are some Savage Orc factions there, so they could easily introduce some random Savage Orc legendary lord or something like that. Or if they're looking to vampire counts, they could easily add in a Strigoi or a Necrarch, and that's obviously in the Southlands, because that's really where they're from. So yeah, I mean, those 2 would make perfect sense. I know some people would be thinking about Boris Todbringer or maybe even the Red Duke, but I don't think that they fit well for a final FLC just right out of the blue, as, well, let's be honest, they don't really leave their territories. It doesn't really make sense to have them as a FLC character which is somehow in the New World or in Warhammer 2 in general. They would obviously be best suited for a DLC FLC Lord, as then they could be attached to just the Mortal Empires as Draco was in the Twisted and the Twilight, where you would need both games, because honestly I don't see an FLC dropping for a game which you would require both games to be received very well by the fan base, because that's kind of like forcing people to buy 2 games. Though again, I could be wrong, but if anything, we're just going to have to wait and see. I just wanted to point this out, as obviously the Silence and the Fury has been out for some time now, and I've been checking up the Steam DB page often, well, fairly often I'd say, and it's been receiving an update every couple of days or so obviously some work is happening on it, just in case, I guess. At the very least, it could be something like, well, I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but if a delay does happen, so please don't hate me on this, but if a delay does happen to say February 2022 or something like that, then maybe dropping an FLC as a sign of good faith might be a good idea, because I don't think that they would then decide, yeah, we're going to delay, so let's work on a DLC and gouge more money out of the fan base, which would obviously be met badly, because a lot of people would be saying, well, you set the team on this when you could have put the team working on Warhammer 3. And I imagine that working on a singular legendary lord as an FLC drop with a few mechanics here and there won't require that much manpower. Again, I'm not trying to doomsay, I'm just using a pure hypothetical here, so don't cannibalize me for this, but anything is entirely possible. I do think that we are due something else, something completely free, which is just there for the sake of it. I don't know, we're gonna have to wait and see. It could just be a legendary lord, it could just be nothing, but why would there be a named depot if those are usually attached to DLC or FLC content? But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Maybe you guys have some idea of what this could actually be, if it's a legendary lord or hero or something. I honestly still think it's some sort of vampire or greenskin, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Apologies for the short video today, by the way, guys. I'm finally working on my room construction. It's been, what, 2 years? Because obviously the whole COVID situation kind of put everything, yeah. But we should have something rather interesting back tomorrow if everything goes as planned and I've not, like, broken my hand with a hammer. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games, where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Prince, and Okro for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VS Vasan, Aaron Whitman, and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our King level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel has been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.